position myself in a way that I can be able to charge as well as talk to all of you. Hello, Audrey, Clara. Oh, let me see. Okay. Hopefully we have enough charge on my cell phone. Hello, Chris. Hello, Brenda. Cynthia. Hello. Hello, how are you, beautiful? Oh, don't mind that. Oops. There we go. I'm actually going to move it. Hopefully my phone doesn't die. If it does, I'll just recharge. Sorry, guys. I was handling a few matters here. Ayuda en Español. How are you? Okay, okay. Morning, love. How are you? God bless babies. Amen to that. Marcy Cruz Godinez. Hello. Hi, honey. Hurry up and come home. But make sure you clean up. Okay. Mi escuelita. Hello, beautiful. Hello, Liz. First Gen Professionals. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see here. Who else is on here? All right. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Wealthy Wednesdays. Hey, milkshakes. That's my best friend. Simply Thelma. Hello. I'm so glad, Thelma, that you're on today. Hopefully my eyebrows are equal today. I'm trying to do this real quick, and I don't know if did I put mascara on both eyes? Don't know. Oh, good. How did you know that? That's so funny, Velia. I sent my husband to go get alcohol, and he got it. So, I mean, like rubbing alcohol, not like that kind of alcohol. Jenny, hello, beautiful. I'm so glad you're on here. The Balloon Maven, yay. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, all right, all right. Wonderful. Well, thank you guys for joining Wealthy Wednesday. And definitely, this is my second day on maternity leave. And wow, it's definitely been interesting. Doesn't feel like a maternity leave, I guess. I don't even know what that is because this is my first time. But I'll give you guys a little bit of what's happening too. What do you all do on maternity leave? I'm just curious. That's a question that I have for all the mamas over there. Yeah, of course he wore his mask. Yay. So I'm just curious. This is not Wealthy Wednesday. This is just me as a mother-to-be that decided to take some maternity time off. What do you all do? Like the nesting stage for me started very soon. And so like laundry's done, dishes are done. I have cleaned this house myself with disinfect, like you're not even like, I'm not kidding you. It's, oh, he's home. I've managed to clean this place up like no other. I'm sure you're doing the same thing. Packages. I read a shitload of books. Organized drawers. See, the crazy thing about that, you slept because you won't have any time to sleep. Okay, great. So thank you all for that. Thank you, honey. Prepare, rest, get bags ready for the hospital. Rest, nest, relax, and you'll let your body prepare for birth. Debbie Donuts, how are you? Investing Latina, rest for sure. Okay, good. Sleep, relax, meal prep. Okay, great. All right, so I guess I'm doing this. I've been doing it for a while then. I've been nesting even without being pregnant. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about, hey, Jessica Ventura, how are you? Hello, Nana. So things that I already normally do actually, which is great that you guys are telling me about that. So yes, my body is ready to have weeks. We're just waiting for her. Literally, hey sister, just waiting for her any minute, hoping that it comes sooner than later. I know you gotta be careful what you wish for. As much as I wanna like have her already, like, okay, hurry up, come out. I also feel like, well, if I keep her there, it's a little bit safer. So it's kind of like that double-edged sword, especially with everything that's been going on. You know, the coronavirus. My husband wants to come out on Wealthy Wednesday right now.
You got the goods. You got the good stuff. This is it right here. Alcohol. I just went on an adventure for 16 ounces of alcohol. Look how big this thing looks.
Stop.
I can't believe we're making our own hand sanitizer.
Thank you, Laura. We appreciate it.
Yes. Well, I went in.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay, great.
All right. I'll let you get back to your thing.
Thank you.
That was an adventure.
I just sent them for alcohol. That was it. 99% too. That's like gold. That's like ruby milk soon. Liquid gold. Anyways, so yeah, part of me is like, I just want her out already, just because my body is definitely adjusting. My back is adjusting. Just, you know, Remo is the best. He just wanted to hear that. Now he's going to be like, I'm out of Wealthy Wednesday. Did you wash your hands?
I washed my hands, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, like I said, part of my body is just adjusting right now. My stomach, my back, how I get up. So I'm definitely feeling it. In regards to the coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever you want to give it, I've been overall pretty at peace because I want to make my contribution and I don't want to scare myself or the baby. I just say, you know what, whatever we need to do, we're going to handle it. We're going to take care of it. This too shall pass type of thing, but I'm also being super responsible in not going out if not needed. We're cooking at home. We are staying healthy at home. We are just, you know, like the drawers have been organized. The dishes have been washed. The clothes has been washed. The sheets have been washed. You know, just we're overall, that's actually our everyday cycle. We don't wash our sheets every day. But what I'm saying is that for us, those things are normal because we made them our new normal since a long time ago. I've made them my new normal for quite some time, to be quite frank. But I got to tell you something. This morning, I actually told my husband that I woke up a little bit upset. And the reason why I woke up upset was because, this is why you don't watch too much TV, okay? I woke up upset because I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't know enough about this virus. I know it's scary. And I've also heard financial advisors that have way more experience than I do through a lot more market corrections, adjustments, you know, all that stuff. And this morning I woke up and I was like, I'm upset. And what I woke up upset about was that I felt like there was this fear of any type of movement, right? And so I woke up upset because I was like, how is it that Lysol already has the back of it, it says coronavirus? Like, when did this coronavirus, like, I had never even heard of it, right? So that was one. And then second, I was watching a documentary on a pandemic, and it just sounded too close to what we're going to. And so I'm like, wait a minute, how come these things came out prior to what is happening now? And so my brain starts going into this crazy, like, conspiracy theory type of thinking, to be honest with you. So I woke up upset. And then I was like, well, what am I upset about? I'm like, I'm upset about because I feel like there's so much fear that it controls our actions and it controls us to do things that we normally wouldn't. So I woke up super determined to just get everything that I needed to get clean in the house. I went to the grocery store, and I have to give a huge shout out to, so somebody said coronavirus has existed, but this one is new coronavirus. Okay, didn't know about that. A huge shout out to Vallarta supermarkets, because this morning I went from 7 to 8. They actually allow seniors over 65 and pregnant women go one entrance, and then the other was actually for regular shoppers. And I just want to say it was super systematic. I got there at 7:40 and I was able to get in before 8 o'clock. and they were super helpful, super friendly. I was in line without a cart. The guy got me, he was like, I'll get you a cart. So a huge shout out to the Vallarta market here in the city of Whittier. It was organized. It was not chaotic. They were letting in people at a time so that people can go in, get out. It was just, honestly, it was very, for me, it was really, really great. So we went to get some of the basic fundamentals, and then they ran out of eggs. They didn't have that stuff. So I went to my local bakery that I always go, and yeah, exactly. I don't normally shop there, but a huge shout out to them. They're the closest besides grocery outlets, and I've already shopped there. And then I went to my my local, bakery that also needs the support because we got to shop local. And I went there and I said, hey, you guys do a lot of baking. By any chance, do you happen to have any eggs? And she's like, sure, I will sell you eggs. So she's like, anybody that's over the age of 65 or anybody that's pregnant, if I can get them eggs and milk, I can go ahead, because they buy it at a bunch. So I thought that was really, really cool. Definitely wanted to support their business as well, because I support them daily anyways. Well, not daily, but I support them. And so I went to go buy eggs, and I didn't buy milk, but got that. I also called my mom just to make sure if she needed any milk. She drinks a lot of milk. I don't drink 2%, so I was able to get milk, for her. So call on your elderly. I'm sure you guys are already doing this, but what I'm saying is that thank you to Vallarta for doing this. And something that I did was I went with my spouse, with Remo, and he got the cart. He was in line while I went aisle by aisle, and I would come aisle, boom, and it would actually help me because I need to walk anyway. So I would go with the aisle, see if I needed something, take it back, go to the aisle, go back, so that this way we were in and out as quickly as possible, not just myself, but also for the sooner I get out there or out of there, the sooner I'm not exposed to so much, and as soon as you're actually able to make space for other people. So it was actually really systematic, which I thought was really, really cool. And, you just go in there and take care of business. One thing, and this is where we definitely get to practice so much compassion, appreciation, love, and all that good stuff is, I'll probably start crying here. Be nice to old people, man. Like, seriously, they were moving slow. They were trying to get certain things. They don't move as fast as we do. So just be nice. Practice that. Did you notice anything, babe, at the market today?
There wasn't that much stuff, generally speaking. So there was very little, but
in regards to like all the elderly people that were there, like.
You could see the fear in people's eyes. I think that's probably one of the things that was most noticeable. We've been pretty isolated at home, and so you don't get exposed to it. You see some stuff about Costco, but people that buy at Costco are, they're buying anything and everything, but this is people that are just looking to make enough food for the next few days, and a lot of them are older people. So, and for us, we get to kind of help our parents by shopping for them, but some of these people don't have those people. So being courteous to your elders, I think, is probably the most important thing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So practice a little compassion with them. Again, we're going to get there, given we get over this coronavirus. We're going to get there. So, you definitely be nice to them, because we're going to get old too. At least that's the game plan, is to get old, right? So again, just practice a lot of compassion right now. And if you're scared, say you're scared. And if you're upset, you're upset. And if whatever is going on, like whatever is coming up, let it come up. As soon as I start crying, my nose starts going. So, oh my God, give me a second. Okay, so, yeah, just check up on them, check up on them. I called my mom. My mother-in-law is so cute. She's like on it. If you have some anxiety, ask yourself, what is the anxiety? Ask yourself these basic questions about what is coming up for you. Like this morning I woke up upset, and it wasn't like I was upset at anybody. I was just like, no, I am not going to let fear get in my head. Like, no, this is BS. Like, I'm going to do whatever I need to do, and I'm going to stay connected with my people. Thank God we have technology. Like, imagine if we didn't have Facebook or Instagram. Like, I'm so grateful we have this. So it's not like just because physically I'm not there doesn't mean that I can't, I'm not physically in front of you, and I think you guys can feel what, how I'm feeling. So absolutely, somebody posted my dad has a tough time getting his meds, but a helpful pharmacist helped him. Yeah, like, if this isn't the time for us to shine as humans, I don't know when. We had 9/11, and that was very different because that was an impact as well. But I think this can ultimately be bigger because this is a silent killer, and it's not like it shows up immediately. What happened at 9/11 was so unfortunate. A lot of lives were lost. 2008 was super unfortunate as well. And it affected the country. But this is like something super different. This can impact and kill millions. This is like the power of compound. If you've ever heard of compound interest, it builds up quite quickly. And this, if you don't take care of it, it can kill millions of people, millions of Americans. And I don't care who the president is, this can just happen. So right now, I want you all to just take a moment to write down your fears, your feelings, I should say, not your fears, but write down your feelings of what's coming up and what are you scared of. So write those out. And how can you, in this moment, continue to be a human being and say, okay, how can I take care of my family? Like right now, again, do I want to be home all day? No, but I get to watch out for Camila. I get to watch out for Remo. I get to watch out for, I don't want to get sick, and then my baby gets sick, and then my mama gets sick, and then my brothers and sisters, like, I don't want that for them. So, stay in a place of calmness. I love my doTERRA oil to just check me. I love just breathing. I love just listening to something stupid or funny. Something that calms me down is the scent of candles. So actually, which is crazy because I was running out of candles and I just placed an order. So that the scent of something beautiful just reminds me that the world's not falling apart. And it's funny because Fields of Mantra, I just bought some candles from her, and I just had to slow my thoughts down that were messing with my head, that were creating me to get upset and pissed off at the world for no reason. Like, I have no reason to be upset. And then just say, wait a minute, how can I shift this? Maybe it's anger, just that stuff. How can I shift it into human compassion and kindness? And so I immediately started just doing some basic fundamentals. Like I said, okay, what can I currently do to shift my way of thinking in this moment? I got up, I went to the grocery store, came back, put everything away, cleaned it up, and then cleaned everything. And one thing that made me feel really, really good today that I did, and hopefully it does for you too, is I actually called a lot of my senior clients. I called my clients that were over 60 years of age, that I was like, hey, I know I'm on maternity leave, but I just want you to know, where do you buy candles? I bought them from Fields of Mantra. She's on here. But I just called my clients because that would give me peace of mind knowing that somebody on the other side, like, I'm so grateful for my clients. I really, 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 really am. And so I called them, and I called them. I was like, today for the next hour, I'm going to call my clients that are over the age of 60 years old just to make sure that they understand that they're going to be okay. Or some of them called me. Absolutely. So what did I do? I said, hey, just checking in to see how you're doing. 2, just checking in to see if you need anything. And some of my clients are actually on here. Maybe they do, and maybe I'm a resource to them where I know I can get it. 3 was just a reminder to give you peace of mind. The investments that you might have done with me, you're probably wondering how they're doing, and I just gave them a little quick update. Even though I'm on maternity leave and I won't be, I won't be looking in a suit or whatever it is, like I'm in my PJs right now. I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you. And you probably didn't think of me at this time, but I'm thinking of you. And I'm thinking if somebody gave me $200,000, I would want to check up to see how my $200,000 are doing, 300,000, 400,000, my 25,000, whatever the case may be. And so I called vulnerability when it came to age and things like that. And every single one of them was just like, oh my God, I would have never, like, you would have been the least person that I would have thought would call me around this time. I'm like, no. Why? Because what I can see happening, I wish we would actually shut down everything except grocery stores, but I wish we would shut everything down for 30 days and clean the shit out of everything, literally, but everything. Like, I'm talking about everything except supermarkets. Why? Because I think that if you were to quarantine at that level where it was mandatory for 30 days, I don't think the spread of this would be as rapid. But, you know, going for 2 weeks, things like that, 2 weeks, you don't even know if you still have these symptoms or not. So in 30 days, you would for sure know if you, this is why I'm saying, if you're at least at home for 30 days, some people can financially afford that, other people cannot. So if the government's going to do a bailout, you know, I would want to see something where the government's doing a bailout, not just for, you know, we had bailouts before, man, and they gave them to high net worth individuals. I'm talking about bail out the people that need this money day in and day out, your middle Americans, and that falls into a lot of us, okay? And this is where we can't be stupid either, and I'm not calling you stupid either, okay? What I'm saying is this is where we need to be really good at what we're doing. I saw someone's story and someone posted that this woman was doing some crazy stuff, and I was like, we're still thinking that this is not going to impact us. It's going to impact us. This is just the beginning, guys. And again, this is my disclaimer. I don't have any intel more than you do. Just because I do financial services or insurance services doesn't mean that I know more. I can tell you one thing. I'm constantly on a Zoom call on something new that just went out. So even though I'm on maternity leave, I'm also taking a look at what's really happening. So one of the things that I want you guys to take away today, absolutely, self-employed people, is your business going to be around in the next 5 months, 6 months, a year from now? You know, I really believe that if we all did our contributions, that we could protect one another. Small businesses are large in the United States, but it's so important that we don't freak out. Why? Because if I look back, being scared, not that it's wrong, just it's okay. Just don't stay there for too long. Like me this morning waking up upset, I was upset, but I immediately went to the store, saw all these people and said, well, there's nothing I can currently do besides get in and get out so that I can leave space for others to come in and get out. So immediately I had to shift myself. So whatever comes up, let it come up, but stay calm. And the reason why is because when you're calm, you're able to process things a little bit easier. You're not doing things out of fear, you're doing them out of logic. So it's very different, okay? My number one concern for most Americans is most of them don't have an emergency fund account. Whether you do or you don't, this is what I've been preaching for a few years now, and not that, oh, hey, I told you so, but it was more of, this is why we do it for times like this. Because in listening to webinars, we're going to have some great years, and we've had a lot of great years, but we might have some shitty years. Hopefully a year, and that 1 year can impact all of the great years. So this is why it's so important. I think we all also forgot what it was like to not be so extra, like to be able to live within our means, to be able to cook a home cooked meal, you know, to be able to be creative with your meals. So take this time to and I'm not, you don't have to, but I know for me it was a really humbling experience, because I said, I feared 2008 more than I did today. The reason why is because in 2008, I was in a completely negative mental, physical financial way of looking at things. I was not, my cup wasn't full. Right now, even though we're going to have a daughter, am I concerned? You know, I'm not concerned for our family because I have a lot of faith that God will always get me through whatever I need to get through, right? Just like the passing of my, he's continuously getting our family through that, and we'll forever miss him. Like, that's normal. And so we will pass through this. We've passed through other stuff. That the way I look at it is whatever I do today can impact me 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, right? So a doc said that the US is 2 weeks behind Italy. And I'm worried about people who have shitty jobs and are paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. This is what you can do right now. This is not just you can do this now. My husband and I literally, we did it yesterday. We were waiting at Kaiser and we were both making phone calls. We were doing our stuff. So one of the things that I want you guys, because I said I would give you 5 things that you get to do while you're in quarantine. That sounds so harsh. While you're at home enjoying it, I posted this like, we get to be at home. Like I even told my husband, I said, I actually love having you home. I know that you're drinking water. I know that I can make you coffee at home. I know that I can have a home-cooked meal for you. If you need to take a break, we have Marley because that's our break time. I know for some, oh my God, my kids are driving me crazy. And I'm sure I'll get there one day, right? But it also helps you value that. What if you didn't have school teachers taking care of your kids? What if you did have to homeschool? What if, you know, you had to be responsible for them, which you are day in and day out, no matter what. And so this teaches you, like our dining room table, most dining room tables aren't used. We eat every meal at our dining room table because that was a standard for us that we set in order for our family to be connected. And mind you, our family is only Remo and I now until Camila is born, but we already had the habits of no TV, no cell phones. We eat on a dinner table, and like we created a system. So again, yeah, healthcare workers are still reporting at home. Some of us are able to work from home. So yeah, it's a blessing. It's just an adjustment period. And I think that this is where we can do our part, right? So this is what I want you to do. Yeah, see, all of you guys are still doing some amazing things and on some amazing work because this is where the community needs you the most. From Milkshakes communicating with her parents to Ayuda en Español working at PIH to whatever it is that all of you guys do, like people, right? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to print out your bank statement for February. I want you to print out your February bank statement and your credit card statements as well, the one that you use the most. And I actually want you to, I don't have mine because I already shredded mine, but I want you to go through it and I want you to circle and highlight all of the unnecessary subscriptions that you currently have that you may want to just put on hold or if not cancel. Yes, the gym memberships. You're like, yeah, what is a gym membership like? Our stuff is way bigger than that, but trust me, it adds up. So, oh, don't talk about gorditas because I'm gonna get real hungry right now. I'm talking to a pregnant woman. Okay, so get your bank statements, and you're going to, like, let me just give you guys an example. So let's pretend this is my bank statement. You're gonna do a slash if it's not okay. So that circle, usually there's an 800 number on there. Do that. Yes, Ms. Gabs, like week 3. So slash is it's okay. The circle means I need to call and cancel. And highlight that. We are really big users of highlighters at our boot camp. I need you guys to get on that, print it out today. Don't procrastinate. I'm telling you this right now. If you have time for procrastinate, that means you have time to live in this crazy like time. This is what I think can create instant peace of mind because I think what people fear is what they're not willing to look at. So do that. So you're going to do that. You're going to circle that on your bank statements. And you're also going to do it on your credit card statements, because some of you may sometimes forget that you actually set an automatic payment on your credit cards, and it just keeps adding up and adding up and adding up. For the time being, I want you to go ahead and circle those things that you need to call and cancel, and that's going to be a top priority, okay? That's one. Two, I want you to list, hold on, my phone's actually on low battery. Okay, I want you to create a list of basic expenses. So I want you to literally list all of your basic expenses. So how much is your mortgage or your rent? How much are your groceries? Groceries vary, but at this point, you guys need to be specific. And to take it a step further, I would actually start saying, okay, if I do my meal prep, and if I eat, like, for example, I can get down my meal prep for 2 people to $50 a week. Like, I know I can. So for example, we're gonna eat a protein, a salad, and some veggies every single day. So how much of that would I need for the week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks? What happens when you set auto payments to your credit cards and you don't use them and have extra money? I don't understand the question yet, but I'll get back to it. So go ahead, and again, we talked about the circling, we talked about the slice, if you go like this to it, that means it's okay. If you circle it, that means that that you are going to call and cancel. Now, if you're calling to cancel or you're calling to put it on hold, you're like, well, how am I supporting businesses? Well, again, there may be other ways that those businesses are going to do things. So for example, the gyms, right? The gyms, some of them are doing like live classes. They're getting creative. They may be charging you for that. Temporary, again, just because we haven't seen the result of this yet, okay? Also, make a list of expenses. The expenses I mean by are basic expenses, such as rent, groceries, utility bills, car payments, insurance payment, gasoline. Your gas is probably going to be reduced anyways because you're not going to be traveling so much. And in that creating a list of expenses, I also want you to make a list of your credit cards. I want you to put what are the minimum payments. For some of you, it's going to be crucial that at this point you don't send any extra payments on there, and then you just focus on making the minimum payments. Reason being is because maybe that additional money that you were sending, you can now apply towards your emergency savings account. The goal of an emergency savings account, which leads into my tip number 3, so it was print out your bank statements was 1, right? And call the people that the memberships you don't need. And then create a list of basic expenses. 3, it's also to create a list of your assets. It's going to be do a T figure. So like, for example, like this, a list of your expenses, and put L and then NL. So what that means is what's liquid and what's not liquid. So what I mean by that is liquid money usually means emergency money, money that you have in a savings account, in a checking account, cash that you may have at home, maybe anything that's liquid that you can immediately access, and list who is, like, where they're at and how much you have. The goal is always to have more than just 6 months. Thank you, by the way. If you guys have any tips as well, please chime in, let us know. Perfect. So put an L for liquid, or you can put the word liquid. And on the other, I would put non-liquid, which means they're non-liquid. Like, for example, your retirement accounts. Those are not liquid. Retirement accounts are long-term money, long-term. For some of you in your non-liquid accounts, what you can do is you can just double check. The market's been shitty, right? So you probably did lose some money. But if you're noticing that you're dropping a whole lot of money, then I would actually contact your financial advisor, whoever set it up. So this way you can make a little more conservative changes, or maybe one of the number one things people say is, well, you got to write the waiver. Yes, yes. However, you want to make sure that you're now being connected. Why am I telling you to do that now? Because we don't know if we're going to have more negative days. I have a client, I'm not her financial advisor, nothing, but she's had an account that has been losing money. And she met with me maybe 2 weeks ago. And I told her, well, you're not in a position right now to do anything. Let's just write off the wave because you've lost $5,000. My goal is you get it back, and as soon as we get you back in position, that we at least, put your funds somewhere else. So again, we're not acting out of fear. We're acting just, where is it? Everybody has a different recommendation, so this is not for you guys. Thank you for the love, by the way. So again, make a list of your assets that are liquid and your assets that are not liquid. By the way, credit cards are not assets. By the way, credit cards, one of the things that I know happened in 2008, where if you had a credit card for $10,000 and let's just say you used $5,000 of that, the credit card companies, instead of your limit being $10,000, they were actually reducing them to maybe $7,000. So just know credit card companies can get really tight in their guidelines and do that all over again. So if you think, oh, I have a credit card, I have an emergency savings account, or I have an emergency account, it's a credit card, you may not have that. That's not considered an emergency. So all of us, yes, thank you, Velia. We're acting in cautionary, just in a cautionary state. This isn't to create fear. This is for you to create the awareness. I have a lot of people that when they come see me or they take the boot camp, they're like, I don't do this. Numbers is not my thing. Well, numbers is not your thing, but I want you to have peace of mind, so numbers gets to be your thing. We can no longer limit that belief that that is not our thing. It is everybody's thing, because the numbers tell the story, right? Just like how is it that we know that this is serious is because by the numbers we know that this is serious. So the way I look at it is, you don't want your finances to have coronavirus all over them. So we're trying to do whatever we can, just like you're hand sanitizing, just like you're washing yourself, just like you're cleaning your counters, you're all that crazy stuff. You're doing the exact same thing, but the difference is you're doing it for your finances. And you'll thank yourself 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. And so again, like looking at the things is, you're doing it for your household. Why would you not be doing it for your money? Right? This is why coming from a logical state of being allows you to be like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. I clean my house. Why would I not clean my finances? So definitely. So that's great. Now, I am not telling you don't make extra payments. What I'm just letting you know is that this is a time where that's why we have the minimum payments, because maybe before you were sending extra money because your goal was to pay off your debt. I'm sure right now most people is not just to pay off their debt if they know that their jobs can be at jeopardy. Right now it's survival mode. Right now is making sure you have food on the table, making sure you have toilet paper, eggs, milk, all the basic necessities that people need, right? So right now it's really about living in a time where, and it's, guys, we are not poor. So please get that out of your head. Poor is people who are eating food from the trash, right? We don't live in a third world country. We live in one of the most abundant countries in the world. So I share that with you is because even if we do this for 6 months, you're not poor. And please don't tell your children that we're limited or we don't have or this, because it's not their fault the way you've been spending. So just let them know these are things that we do in time of crisis, or this is not even the word crisis, but this is what we do to be able to help our household and to be able to help the economy and to be able to help humanity. You're teaching your children compassion, humanity, love, share. It's your language that you're speaking. It's your truth. It's your come from this space right here. So again, make a list of liquid assets and not. Those credit cards, right now, just make minimum payments, put the rest away. Savings, 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 okay? Now, I get it. Money in your savings doesn't always make you more money. Right now, I just want to make sure, because of statistics, most Americans only have about $400 in their emergency savings. My goal is that emergency savings gets a little bit more. So if you do happen to have an emergency savings, this is when you use it. And so I know some people have saved up for their emergencies and they don't use them. They use credit cards. Don't do that. this is where you get to use your emergency savings, because there's a bucket that you created for you to be able to pull from that bucket to be able to get through this. Now, be mindful of how much you have in your emergency savings. And that's the reason why I asked you to please create a list of basic expenses. So I'll give you an example. If your basic expenses are $3,000, right? It's $3,000. Well, if you have $10,000, let's just say, in your emergency savings, then technically you only have for 3 months. You see? So this is why it's so important. I wasn't planning on selling my Fiat anytime soon. Today I happened to get a buyer for my Fiat. Immediately I said, absolutely. Would I rather sell a Fiat for $3,000, or would I rather it sit in my garage or wherever? No, I'd rather have a Fiat. I'd rather have $3,000 be put in my pocket, you see? And so if that family feels like they're in the position to do so, and this is what they need to get them to their next step, absolutely, this is why you clean out your drawers right now, do those things, because other people may need of what you're hoarding, of what isn't serving you, okay? Also, let's talk about, so as I mentioned to you, let me just make sure I got all this stuff. So we did this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you guys a little extra. So you're going to print your bank statements and you're going to go through that immediately. This is not a non-negotiable. This is, you get to do it immediately. Then you get to create a list of your basic expenses, so that this way you know how much your household needs. Besides everything's closed, you're not going to need entertainment. In that same space, after you create the list of your basic expenses, you're also able to see if by any chance you have a little bit more that you can be able to contribute to the small businesses. Like, for example, I knew that I could be able to afford buying candles from Fields of Mantra on here. So I said, hey, I know I could support you right now in these times. I'd like to order 2 candles. I would have gone to Home Goods normally to buy candles. I'm not leaving my house. So immediately I said, I would like to buy 2 candles because it creates peace of mind for me. So again, print your bank statements, create a list of your basic expenses so that we know how much you would need and how much you currently have in your emergency funds, and make a list of liquid assets versus non-liquid assets. And let's talk about your, the last thing I want to talk about is retirement accounts. A lot of people have lost a lot of money in the last 2 weeks. And so I shared this with you because remember your retirement accounts. There's different types of investing. There's different types of retirement accounts. For the most part, retirement accounts are long-term retirement accounts. If you're 30, you're not retiring today, okay? Yes, Denise, I'm using those as an example. I'm sorry. So understand what liquid money is. Liquid money is immediate money. That's what we use for emergency money. And then you have your short-term investments, and then you have your mid-term investments, or like more of the shorter, short-term is like 1 to 3 years. Any middle investments are 3 to 5 years. And then anything after that, usually 7+ years, would be long-term investing, okay? So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's posting on there, thank you. Because I want to make sure I stay on track with certain things, okay? So long-term investing, when you buy a house, okay, you buy a house for 30 years. That's your commitment for the most part. So I remember in 2008, people were freaking out because oh my God, the value of my house isn't there. And I remember saying, who gives a shit? You're not selling your house right now. If you're not selling your house, it doesn't matter, because you bought this investment, or you committed to this investment for 30 years. So be much more concerned when you're planning on selling it. Don't stress yourself out on something that doesn't pertain to you in this present moment. So I think that's important to understand, so that it creates a little peace of mind. So for example, right now, the economy, the stock market, it's so unpredictable. Like, you wake up and it's all red, you wake up, it's all green. It's so unpredictable. We did have historic numbers in regards to the drop. And it's one of those things that you're just like, oh, okay, this gets real. I had a client reach out to me, and for privacy reasons, I'm not going to say who, but I had a client reach out to me and says, hey, I'm not in a panic. I just want to go over my numbers again. And I said, okay, great. Let's talk about these quickly, immediately. And in a matter of maybe less than 5-10 minutes, we went and addressed like all assets. So I share that with you because sometimes it's just those quick conversations, right? Retirement accounts, 401ks. Right now, I saw somebody else that said we shouldn't mess with our 401k, right? Now, correct? So I don't know. And the reason why I say that is because every 401k is different. No 401k is the same. No 401k has the same financial institution or the same financial goal. Retirement is the goal, but not all of them are losing. Some of them may be losing. Some of them may just be in really conservative accounts. I don't know. So to give you a very general just idea is if you keep, I would definitely keep an eye though on those. And sometimes all you need to do is go from maybe a moderate to aggressive portfolio to maybe a little more conservative so that you don't lose your money, okay? As I mentioned to you, I called my clients today and I said, hey, I just want to reassure you that you have peace of mind that even through this crazy time, that your money is protected 100% of it. And they're like, oh my God, I remember you telling me that. I want to be your person, your financial genie, your financial guru, your financial, what do you call it, fairy, your financial person in times like this. Meaning that it's easy to, not that it's easy, but to make money in an investment always sounds like, hey, yeah, everything's great, you know, pixie dust and fairy dust all over and I'm making you money. But it's in times of need that if I can help you protect your money, this is what I'm talking about. Again, as I mentioned to you before, one of the biggest things in my head that it's like right here all the time. It's like, I don't want to be your friend when you have money. I want to be your friend when you think you don't have, or when you're broke, because then you know who your real friends are. In current words is, I would be the girl probably showing up at your doorstep with the toilet paper. Okay, that's who I want to be. I'm just putting it in terms right now, right? So yes, I am on maternity leave. I was even thinking about scheduling like 15-minute phone calls, but because I have actually been taking care of current clients, I probably will not be able to do that. But one thing that I can assure you is that you guys get on my calendar as quickly as possible for the July. One thing that I do want to address, if you currently have a parent who is over the age of 60, 59 and a half, or 60, and continues to lose money in their retirement account, I need you to send me an email as soon as possible, a text message, whatever, because those people are much more vulnerable to them not having enough funds to last them for their retirement versus someone who's 30 years old who maybe lost a few $1,000s but has 30 more years to make it up. You know, you're not as vulnerable. Whereas of a person who is 60 years of age has to plan for 20 to 30 more years of their lifespan, and yet their money just got lost. So again, I highly encourage you that if you know of someone, you reach out to me immediately, because I will return those phone calls. I will address all that stuff. I will make time for them to just jump on a call. I jumped on a call today with an 85-year-old, and he was not my client. He's actually a financial advisor in Arizona, but I've at least been able to give him a little bit more guidance than that person. And he was just astonished by just simple, quick over the phone things that he could be doing. And he's like, wow, he's like, this is incredible. So sometimes, even though I know I say I have a complimentary 45-minute session, right? I'm going to make those super quick. I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to like say, okay, how old are you? How much do you have? How much have you lost? What are your expenses? Like, I'm going to interview you, call it like, what is this called? Arizona in the house, like speed dating. I'm going to go ahead and speed phone calls. Like, okay, where are you at, so that I could be able to help as many people as I can while I'm still on maternity leave, and do whatever I can do to make a contribution to our community, because middle Americans get impacted the most, right? It's so crazy that this coronavirus is attacking, you know, the elderly. So what also gets me thinking is, oh, and this is actually item number 6. Don't go out canceling your life insurance, people. Please don't do that. Don't. This is a time where you get to, that's part of your expenses. That's a necessity. Why? Because, God forbid, you do die from this, right? Well, you're leaving your family with monies, right? You're leaving your family with monies. So don't cancel your life insurance policies. I have multiple life insurance policies, and I made some adjustments on some of them. Some of them I continue to pay. Some of them I made adjustments, but they did not get canceled. So again, why? Because some life insurance companies have terminal, chronic, and critical. So if this virus attacks and then later on you don't feel the effects until years later, some policies have what's called living benefit. I can't get too much into that because obviously guidelines and all that good stuff. But this is why I continue to preach. When I have you guys come into my office, I go through some of this educational stuff for you to have awareness. Great tip. Luna Isol said, check your beneficiaries if you have not done so lately. Absolutely. These are the things you could be doing. And mind you, it doesn't have to take days for you to do this. You could sit your kids down and tell them, you're going to stay quiet for 1 hour, or you're going to draw me, or whatever parents do with their children, for 1 hour. And that's where you get to get so focused that within that 1 hour, this is going to happen. My financial bootcamp women that have completed these last 4 weeks, we've been able to get through about 30 plus women on average to give us their numbers within literally within a 2-hour time span. And I've taught, and then I'd focus like an hour, maybe 45 minutes on getting their numbers. So they can do it in that short of a period of time. You can do it yourself as well. So this is totally extra, is create a daily schedule for yourself, create a daily disinfecting schedule. So something that I did is, thank you so much, I will do so right now. And yes, the bootcamp is amazing. Yes. And I had some issues about that whole virtual thing, and now I'm loving it. So it's print your bank statements. Let me go through the recap. So print your bank statements, and you're going to slash whatever you're going to keep, and you're going to circle whatever you're not going to keep. You're going to create a list of basic expenses so that you know what your basic expenses look like, so that you know how much emergency money you need, or how much emergency money you can use. So in other words, how much of emergency money you saved up and how many months you have. You're going to make a list of assets by going and saying this is liquid assets, and then you're going to, it's like a T. Just do a T. This is liquid assets, and this is non-liquid assets. What I mean by non-liquid assets are your retirement accounts, things like that, things that you would need to borrow loans. Credit cards are not assets, by the way. And then also calculate how much, after you've created the list of your basic expenses, see how much emergency money you have. And then it would be, in regards to your retirement accounts, make sure that you look at them. Not looking at them from out of fear, like, oh my God, I lost $5,000 today. Oh my God, I have a client that lost $120,000 in another account that she has with somebody else. But just note it so that this way, it's like this. Imagine if you have a balloon, right? You have a balloon and you want to get that balloon bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Consider that to be your account. You want your account to get bigger and bigger. But if there's a little hole in that balloon, right, the air is going to keep slightly just, and it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. You don't want that little hole of air to deplete your balloon, your money. If you know you can actually get a patch, you can do something about it, is what I'm saying. So again, take a look at your retirement accounts. Don't freak out, but just look at them. They forget, and then they keep making contributions to an account that keeps losing the money, and that doesn't make sense. So those are the 5 things that I have for you. And then just on a side note, do a daily schedule for yourself, even while being home. Like I get to take care of my clients in the morning, even though I don't have to. Like I can just be home and just do nothing, but that would drive me crazy. Like I have times that I disinfect my house, like it's crazy. I have my little thing going on over there. That's why I needed the alcohol. So I have like what times I'm going to disinfect, and I have a system. One thing that I'm doing right now that maybe this can work out for you guys is I went on to what's this thing called? YouTube. And I actually started looking at how can I conserve meals for a little bit longer? How can I conserve my veggies a little bit longer? Yes, and don't cancel your life insurance. Thank you, Velia. Don't cancel your life insurance. And get an appointment with Eva Macias as quickly as possible on her July schedule because she's planning on being back in July. So yes, so again, I'm looking at how can I conserve my veggies better? How can I meal prep a little bit better? It just helps me stay educated. And one of the things that I definitely want to address is for all of those, I know some of you have already been talking about it, my financial boot camp. So I decided something really amazing because everybody's going through this financial crunch. So I decided that we are going to do a financial boot camp in April. So Velia, ponte las pilas because it's happening. Velia helps me out as well as Veronica. But my baby is due any minute, right? But our goal is going to be to have another financial boot camp in April, and I will put out the dates. Also, financial boot camp is $499, and if you get a discount code, you get $350 off, and you pay $149. Okay, so my goal is that we actually reduce the price to the original price that I had 2 years ago when I launched this boot camp. You were able to get the financial boot camp for $99, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm telling you not because I created it, but because of the results that I've been able to have with the alumni group. Like, I'm not kidding you, it will help you see things so differently. So I'm going to put out, I'm going to talk to my assistant to get all the quirks and everything. And since it's also virtual, I don't have to limit myself to how many people can come. So we're going to open up enrollment very soon, and it's going to be $100, $99. For those that are currently taking it, it says I highly recommend it, and she has one, Simply Thelma Rosales. She says, I highly recommend it. I have one more week to go. I love how you casually just said my baby is due any minute. I mean, yeah, I can't even freak out about that. Baby today, I can't freak out about stuff like that. I just got to accept it, surrender, let my body do what it was created to do. And if I need an epidural, then let's do it. If I don't, then I don't. I just want to make sure I have a full stomach and I can take a shower before I have a baby. Like, that's all I'm asking for. So again, as I was getting to financial boot camp, we're going to open up enrollment. I will get that open immediately as soon as I can. Oh, tongue twisted here. As soon as I possibly can. I'm working with my assistant, with my marketing director, with Velia. We're going to just do all that good stuff. And again, just get you and your friends to get on this virtual boot camp, which I know will change your life, and will continue to give you little golden nuggets of opportunities for you guys to continue to start shifting your mindset to peace, prosperity, abundance, kindness, compassion, and that you get to have faith, because if you do your part, God's going to take care of you. And that I'm very certain about, by the way. Why? Because when I say that, I don't fear it. It's a natural thing for me to believe it, because I know that I can and I will, as long as I do my part. So again, guys, thank you guys for watching Wealthy Wednesday. Stay tuned for the open enrollment for the next financial boot camp. It will be the price that I originally had it when I first launched it, which was $99. And I'm really looking forward to a lot of you jumping on that to be able to get you guys to the next level. Again, I absolutely, absolutely appreciate you guys. And I love all of you. Stay healthy, stay clean, and I'm praying for all of us every single day, morning and night. Trust me, I do that. And I will see you next Wealthy Wednesday, and maybe by next Wealthy Wednesday we will have a baby, because that's her due date. I love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.